Cheers. It is Wednesday. By all accounts, that means good things, man. That means we are on a backward slide towards the weekend. It's too bad I played 3 days last time we focused on this album. Blew it. Man, I almost missed the gathering right now. I was in the middle of writing a song, and a couple songs, as a matter of fact. And I just got off of the phone with Clint Daniels, my buddy from Nashville, my songwriting buddy, and we were talking about wasted words. We maybe made a little bit of a change, and I'm gonna tell you about it. But let's start off with the song. You know what I'm saying? Let's just start off with the song. We are playing as part of the album project. We are back on track. Daniel the Brave. We talked, and you know what it is? I've been thinking about it. It has been kind of fitting that we've been kind of going back and forth between Ragtop Angel and Daniel the Brave in these last couple nights, because they were really written, they were recorded and produced all at the same time, back and forth. This is exactly actually the way that those albums were made. Ragtop Angel, more of our, that's the album that everybody was kind of pushing and talking about. It won Album of the Year at the New England Music Awards, which is a crazy, wonderful honor for us. And then just under the radar, this acoustic album, Daniel the Brave. And it had songs like this one on it, Sacred Ground. This is a song for me. I wrote it for me, for nobody else. Just to help remind me to keep on walking the walk. I need to play those songs here and there for myself. Just to remind me to keep walking the walk. Sometimes it can all feel bad. It can all feel wrong. And you just trust putting one foot in front of the other. And that walk is the sacred ground in this song, right? Choose me, but don't forsake me. Hey, hey. Pick me up, please don't break me. The leaves they blow like ashes, yeah, yeah. And our lives they burn like flashes. And that may never flow and mystify. I won't glow like a burnt Montana sky, but I will try. Hey, hey. Stub my toe on a sandy beach. Yeah, I see things out of reach. Sometimes I crawl and cram, yep, yep. Always will be where I am. And I move slow through a cherry rhubarb pie. And I won't glow like a burnt Montana sky, but I will try. Yeah. here I go. Here I go. Build it up on sacred ground. Here I go. Here I go. Sometimes when I turn the station, it leads to my elation. Sometimes when I stay put, things turn out just as good. And I may never grow to catch your eye, and I won't glow like a burnt Montana sky, but I will try. I will try. I will try. I will. I will. I see my friend Karina's on with us tonight. What's up, Karina? Thanks for coming and hanging out. I'm excited to play some music with you tomorrow. One of our last days. Oh, crazy. Sacred Ground. Thank you for the claps. There was like I said, that was a song that was, some songs that I like to write, I'm really thinking about other people, thinking about my audience. And some songs, I am really not thinking about my audience. I'm just thinking about getting the thing out that I need to get out. That is one of those songs, and it feels nice to sing it and share it, and it feels nice that some of y'all like it. And that line, I won't glow like a burnt Montana sky. That comes from a misheard lyric, as a matter of fact. It's one of Karina's joys is learning about the different ways that people mishear Adam Ezra lyrics and giggling about it, or sometimes one of her joys is to just make up new lyrics, and same with the rest of the bandies actually. But there's a song. What was the one? So there's a song called "Lonely Mile" from an album called Sessions. We have already dealt with in the album project. For those of you that need a reminder, the chorus goes, I don't talk to the devil 'cause you make me cry. Don't spit at the wind when you're blowing my eye. Don't flirt with disaster 'cause your month's too small. Don't look for forever 'cause you break my heart. And I don't know how, I don't know why I get into trouble every time that I try. Sometimes I laugh loud, sometimes I just smile. Back on the lonely mile, back on the lonely mile. Now the bridge on that song. She could be buried deep like the gold inside the ground. She couldn't be out, She could play hide and seek when nobody is around. Third line on the bridge. She could be out of reach like a bird up in the sky, but that won't stop my trying. That third line. She could be out of reach like a bird up in the sky. Well, we used to play that song out a lot as a band in an earlier chapter of the band before Karina's days touring with us. And Josh, our keyboard player, heard that line not as she couldn't be out of reach like a bird up in the sky. He heard it as she couldn't be out of reach like a burnt Montana sky. And one day we were playing this song, and he said, wait a second, what's that line? I said, she could be out of reach like a bird up in the sky. He's like, man, all this time I thought it was like a burnt Montana sky. And I was like, well, shit, that's really wrong, but I like your line a lot better than my line. And that turned into Sacred Ground, right? I may never grow to catch your eye, and I won't glow like a burnt Montana sky, but I will try. Pretty good, right? It's a good line. Okay, so, but this is important because, and I'm glad, Karina, I'm glad you're on with us for this, because I just got off the phone with Clint. We were in the studio today, not Clint and I, but I was in the studio with Josh, and we were tracking a song called Wasted Words, which is become a favorite of a lot of you gatherers. I know it is a favorite of Karina's these days. I know that too. But there's always been a line that bothered me. And I started tracking a song today, and I realized, damn, I'm going to need to sing this song soon, and I don't want there to be a line that bothers me in this song, because once you record it, that recording's there forever. Some of you recall my challenge with a song called On the Crawl, and a line that I discovered I did not like after the fact. Nothing I can do about it now. I mean, I can sing it differently or play it differently now, but that recording will always be there. And so I'm going to tell you what my issue was. I'm going to tell you what Clint and I sort of came up with. And if you all have suggestions, particularly you, Karina, I would be psyched to hear them. This is a song about lost love, right? And a love that will never be. And the chorus, it starts off, there's a pre-chorus that says, let's stick to how you been, how was your day? 'Cause there's some things we don't need to say. Now let's see I'm gonna sing the chorus, and I wanna see if any of you figure out what my issue is with these lines, okay? There are two lines that I do not like. I like them each separately, but I don't like them together. Let's see if you can figure them out. So there's some things we don't need to say, like you still have my heart. It could work this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Let's try again. We can make it work. They've all been said. They've all been heard. Wasted words. Did you all figure it out? Who's got a guess? Who's got a guess? I'm looking at your answers right now. It is, so far, not correct. But I like to guess, Elizabeth. Not correct. But I like to guess, Jane. This is fun. No. You guys are basically naming all the lines in a... I like the logic, Supergirl, but you are incorrect as well. Whoa. I thought this one was going to be right. But really, nope, it's not the last two lines. But they are repetitive, right? But repetitive is a clue. Heard, no. Words aren't wasted. I like that take. Somebody found it, and Karina gave them credit. Kim. I don't see where Kim's. Yes. Oh, nice. Get Kim. You nailed it. That has been bothering me. Right now, I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna see if you hear what I'm talking about. Okay? Ready? Let's stick to how you been, how was your day? 'Cause there's some things we don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. It could work this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Like let's try again. We could make it work. They've all been said. They've all been heard. Wasted words, right? So, to me, yes, right? It is not a big deal. These are not big deal things. But as a writer, right? Me and my writers that I wrote with, right? And you know what? We wrote with a guy named Dan, and I don't know Dan's last name. And I'm going to text Clint right now while we're on. Hold on a second. On the live stream, talking about wasted words. What's Dan's last name? Let's because I want to give you, I've been talking about this song for a while, and there was a third songwriter in the room with us, and he deserves to be credited. Look, it is not, right, there's a phrase that I like to use in the studio, and there's a phrase that I find fun on the road sometimes when we as a band are working really hard on something trivial that doesn't necessarily matter that much, which is this. Will not affect gross sales. And obviously, we don't make art for sales, right? But the reason why we get together as writing teams down in Nashville is to write songs that people will want to listen to. And it probably would not affect whether or not a country artist picked up this song and decided to release it, or whether or not if Adam Ezra Group releases this song, there are 1 million streams or there are 10 streams, right? But But I'm a writer, and I have pride in what I write. And man, the English language is filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of words. There should be some ways that we can figure out how to not have to repeat the same damn phrase in a chorus, right? So, hold on. Karina just texted me a suggestion. Oh, shit. Karina's suggestion might be better than what Clint and I came up with on the phone. Okay, so so let's start, right? We've got, you still have my heart, it could work this time. It's all my fault, you should be mine. Let's try again, we can make it work. They've all been said, they've all been heard, wasted words. Now we can't change, it's easier not to change the second work, right? Let's try again, we can make it work. They've all been said, they've all been heard, wasted words, right? We can make it work. Sets up, even though it's not a perfect rhyme, we can make it work. They've all been said, they've all been heard, wasted words, right? Like that is some nice flow. It is not a perfect rhyme, but when there's enough space in between lines, they don't have to be perfect rhymes to make that work, right? So if the back half of the chorus is working, then we want to focus on the front half of the chorus. Okay, so let's stick to how you been. So I'm gonna play the 4 lines, right? Those first 4 lines of the chorus need to work. Stick to how you been, now what's your day? Cause there's some things we don't need to say. Here are the 4 lines. You still have my heart. It could work this time. It was on my fault. You should be mine. Okay, so you see the rhyme scheme, right? The second line and the fourth line have to rhyme. It was all my fault. La 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 la. It was on my fault. You should be mine. Right? You still have my heart. It's all my fault, right? You still have my heart. It wasn't on the line. It was all my fault. You should be mine. So whatever the line is that we're going to replace, it could work this time, has to rhyme with you should be mine, right? So I called Clint. We're on FaceTime. We're yapping at each other, brainstorming, coming up with ideas. Like it was, this is what we came up with. Like it was on my, I'm going to start with the pre-chorus. How you been? How was your day? 'Cause there's some things we don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. Like it could last this time. It was on my fault. You should be mine. Let me do that again. You still have my heart. It could last this time. It was on my fault. You should be mine. I had another idea that I liked. Clint wasn't as into. You still. Sorry, did you hear that clank in the beginning? In the background, that was Allie. She's very sweet. She's so quietly trying to fix.
That was you.
So we ordered some food before the gathering started, and I put the bag. I took out our meals, and there were a couple of drinks in the bag, and I placed them precariously on the counter. And untouched, they fell on the ground. So my bad, not Allie's. Okay, where were we? You still have my heart. It could last this time. It could last this time. I also thought about this one. You still have my heart. It could change this time. So Susan, I just saw this, right? You still have my heart. It's not my fault. Now those kind of rhyme and they could work, but we're not rhyming with heart. We're rhyming with you could be mine or you should be mine. You still have my heart. Something rhymes with I'm. It's all my fault. You should be mine, right? How about like you still have my heart? I could change this time. It's all my fault. You should be mine. I like that. I could change this time. That they all have to be phrases, right? This whole chorus works because they all have to be phrases that you could think of, right? If you were getting back together with an ex, right? They all have to be the classic phrases. You still have my heart. It could work this time. It's all my fault. You should be mine, right? They're all, like, in a sense, they're all cliches. We're trying, sometimes, as a songwriter, you want to avoid cliches. But sometimes the point of a song is to actually emphasize the cliches, right? Man, you know what? If I hang out with this person, we are going to get back together. And it's going to be, we are going to say all the same cliches again. And we are going to break up once again, right? That's another way of saying we've been through this before, right? It's wasted words. So the cliches in this context actually, right? They actually drive home the point. They're all things that you can picture, right? So, so you still have my heart. I could change this time. Or you still have my heart. It could last this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Now, let me sing you Karina's idea. It was good, right? Because it is an awesome cliche that you would obviously use if you were trying to get back together. You still have my heart. You're still on my mind. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Right? That is exactly delivering the sentiment. Now, the challenge with this line as I sing it, right, is that mind, you're still on my mind, right? And you should be mine. Mind and mine are so similar that it almost is like you're not creating a rhyme scheme. They're like, right? It's almost like you're saying the same word, right? Let's stick. I may like it anyways, right? I mean, no idea is perfect, right? I do not know who's chaperoning tonight from Rally Sound, but I like that sentiment right there. Let's stick to how you been, how was your day? There's some things we don't need to say. Like you still have my heart, you're still on my mind. It was on my fault. You should be mine. Like let's try again. We can make it work. It's all been said. It's all been earned. Wasted words. All right. Or stick to how you been. How was your day? There's some things we don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. It could last this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. And the last option, let's stick to how you been. How was your day? There's some things we don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. I could change this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Maybe there's another one out there. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to write songs? And you can write every aspect of a song. You can really nitpick. Like for instance, this was a Clint suggestion that I thought was really good tonight. When I sing this song, when Karina and I sing it live and we're singing the harmonies, right? I put a lot of likes. Let's stick to how, because there's some things we don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. Like it could work this time. Like it was all my fault. You should be mine. Like let's try again. We can make it work. It's all been said, it's all been heard, right? And Clint was saying, you know what, you really, as soon as you say that the first line, you don't need to put like in front of it. It just takes away from the impact of those lines, right? Like you still have my heart. It could work this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. After you say like once, the listener gets that these are all different things that we could be saying to each other unless we stick to just how you been and how was your day, right? Unless we stick to just superficial, simple stuff, right? I thought that was a really good suggestion. Here's another question Clint did not feel strongly about. I don't know if you all will. The last two lines, right? It's all been said, it's all been heard, wasted words, or they've all been said, they've all been heard, wasted words. Will not affect gross sales, this change, right? It sings great each time. They've all been said, they've all been heard, wasted words. It's all been said, it's all been heard, wasted words. Right? Now, grammatically, wasted words is plural. So, probably the proper thing to do is to say, they've all been said, they've all been heard, wasted words. Right? They, because the words are plural. Right? But, if you think about the words, all these wasted words that this couple has shared as one thing, it's just a bag of wasted words. It is just a bunch of wasted words, right? Like it is one thing. Those wasted words, you put them all in a sack, and you bury that sack. Because it's wasted words that we've shared together. I'm looking at your comments. It's. Yep. But these are the fun things. I mean, right? They're trivial. Will not affect gross sales. But man, when you're looking, right, you gotta think, right? You take that painting on the wall back there, right? You take that painting, right? This artist was painting this painting. It's a very simple painting. They're just some lines. Right? She could have taken any one of those lines and shifted them slightly. Would it have affected gross sales? Maybe not. But man, Painting that simple, that's so hard. The balance of it, the thought in each one of those lines, each one of those strokes, each one of those dots. And, you know, for me and for Allie, right, we look at that painting and it seems like, I mean, to some people it's just going to be lines and dots and it doesn't fucking matter, right? But to us, the balance of that and even like the outside, you may look on that frame, right? Like there's an outside border. Some of that border is dark and some of it is light. And there's like this balance and there's this tension between everything that's on that canvas. And it's so subtle. And I don't think about all the different lines and all the line work and all the artwork, but I look at that painting and I feel something. It impacts me and it affects me. That will not be the case with anyone that looks at that painting, but it is with me and it is with Allie, right? And so, I mean, that is the joy of getting to make art, is to think about these little details, because they all have a cumulative effect on this just impact that you get. By the way, that artist, that painter is named Tina Bluefield. She is a pretty incredible, brilliant painter. One of Allie's and my favorites. If I'm not mistaken, she lived out in the desert where Allie and I have our little cabin out in the Mojave, where Allie became just a huge fan of hers, and now we're both fans. And I think she actually moved to Massachusetts. Anyways, Tina Bluefield. Look her up. Enjoy her work. She's an awesome artist. Anyways, we have not been getting a lot done on this gathering. We are supposed to be digging into Daniel the Brave, and that does not seem to be happening in any sort of efficient way. And that's okay, because you know what? We're going to hang out again tomorrow, and the next night, I'm not going anywhere. So we'll just keep on sharing, and we'll see where this journey takes us. In fact, tomorrow is not going to be the album process, the album project. It is going to be me and the bandies on the stage. Okay. Here's what we're going to do now. We're going to go back to Dana the Brave. Here is a secret that that I want to tell you about this next song. This song is called House on a Mountainside. It is about a dream I've always had growing up, hiking in the White Mountains in New Hampshire and in New England, but having a tiny little cabin on a mountainside away from human beings. I never ever imagined that I would have a house on a mountainside. It's a little cabin, and it ain't in New Hampshire, it's out in the desert, but it's on a mountainside. And that is something I haven't quite gotten over. That's something I have in my life. Unbelievable. But we were recording this album, if you remember, at Tim Leitner, our producer's house, in Kerhonkson, New York, which is in the Catskills, on a mountainside. He had a little house on a mountainside. And it was this quirky old house. It was awesome. It was just awesome. And we spent a week there recording this album. And this song for Tim, and it's really cool to experience this when you have a producer, and it happens all the time. There, any producer that produces a project, there will be some songs for that producer that they like the best, right? That they just connect to deeply. And this was one of those songs for Tim, because we were recording in his home. It was the first time he'd ever made an album in this home. We completely converted his house to a studio, and we were just making music, and it was just an amazing time and an amazing experience. And so House on a Mountainside was a special song for Tim. The day we were recording this song, I was singing, and it was a hot day. It was really hot, and there was no air conditioning in the house, and so we rolled down the windows. And as I sang the last line of this song, there were birds chirping outside the window, and we kept them in the mix. So if you listen to this song on the album on Spotify, I sent you a link to our Spotify account on this post, and look at that. Rally Sound's doing it right now. When you listen to this song, you can hear the birds chirping at the end of the song. Those are birds on the side of the mountain, our house on a mountainside where we recorded this song. Pretty cool, right? Will I wait for vindication for these working weary bones? Someday I can see it, mossy timber, ancient stone. In the midnight, by the firelight, little house on the mountainside. If you come to see me, better bring your four-wheel drive. I'll be snowing for the winter, canned soup and cornmeal to stay alive. In the midnight, by the firelight, a little house on the mountainside. In the midnight, by the firelight, a little house on the mountainside. In this city of any day now, all our dreams can feel like home. I don't need riches, I don't need glory, I just want praise to call my own. In the midnight, by the firelight, a little house on a mountainside. In the midnight, by the firelight, a little house on the mountainside. In the midnight, by the firelight, a little house on the mountainside. In the midnight, by the firelight, little house on the mountainside. for the Claps. I like that song a lot. You know, oftentimes, it feels to me, and don't get me wrong, I like writing fast songs, I like writing slow songs, I like writing happy songs, I like writing sad songs. I just like writing songs, right? But there is such and I like performing them all too, right? But sometimes I feel like the live concerts when I play, even on my own and with the band, oftentimes they feel like I am playing the fast songs to get to the slow songs. Oftentimes I feel like, right, I'm playing the happy songs to get to the sad songs. And I can only play so many slow songs during a concert, otherwise it's going to be a sleeper concert. And so you can only play so many ballads. But almost every night, there is a part of me that just wants to sit and pretend that there's a little campfire and just play ballads all night long. Now, I wouldn't have it any other way than the way it is, which is that I get to play a whole range of different songs and share different experiences and emotions. That's the way it should be. And a lot of them, especially when we're in a festive environment, I want them to be festive. I want them to be joyous. I want them to be filled with energy. I wonder, sometimes I have a pipe dream, like down the road, right? Down the road. Let's pretend. Let's fantasize. These are my fantasies. I don't really fantasize about, playing at huge, massive crowds. But I would fantasize about having a fan base that is so committed and excited about digging deep with me that we could schedule a show, and then before the show there's a ballads show. That's kind of my fantasy. You're playing in a theater, and the show is going to start at 8 o'clock or whatever, but at 5 o'clock there's a whole separate show, and it's just us sitting down playing some ballads and being mellow together for a little while, and then a second show happens. That's my secret dream. Or maybe it's we have the show, and then, right, and then, and then people leave and they drive home, but the real hardcore people, they stay for the the late night whiskey session, right? Sip on some whiskey and play ballads and songs about heartache and sadness. This is a song called Drive, and it is inspired by the feelings of falling in love with Allie, which I was doing at the time. We talked about that with Ease It Down Right. And this is a fun song. This is a fun song to sing to this day. I mean, falling in love is a scary thing. It's still scary and joyous and amazing, but it's also scary. And so that's what inspired this song. Says, what's your angle? you're bound to fall. You want lightning, yeah. You want it all. And along the cactus cliffs, I will drive. And I may crash into oblivion, but I'll be alive. Now when I die, for a moment in the spindrift, I will give it all away, to be swallowed by the ocean, a lifetime in a day. Drive on the left, I don't care. Drive on the left, I don't care. Hey, 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 hey. Divorce is the addiction that scars your mind. It's the perfection that you'll never find. But that won't hold me back. No, I will drive. I may bleed in color, but if I do, I will blaze through the seconds I survive. And it cuts me with the memories of all I leave behind. But the leaving is the journey, and the journey is the find. Drive on the left, I don't care. Drive on the left, I don't care. And this voice in my head, it's screaming. It says, don't throw it away. But I've spent my lifetime dreaming, and now it's time to put the pedal down. Time to put the pedal down. Hey, 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 hey. We'll drive. Drive on the net, I don't care. Drive up the list, I don't care. Drive on the list, I don't care. Drive on the list, ooh, ooh, I don't care. Hey, 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 hey. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May you turn when you're ready to carry you home. May you keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glam design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us, and all that we see is to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to the round good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had. For these moments past life, it won't come again. May your lives all burn bright, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me, let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us, and all that we see is to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to the land, good company. Here's to the future, here's to the past. Let us drink one die slow, let us drink one die fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. It was fun tonight. It's fun getting to talk to you all about some songwriting. I hope that I don't know why more people don't talk about the process. I guess it seems like a pretty crazy thing to write a song until you actually kind of see it happening, right? And then you realize, oh, you know what? Yeah. Anyone can do this. You all can do this. It's going to be really adventurous next couple of days. Tomorrow is going to be a little bananas, and I'm going to tell you why. We're doing a drive-in concert in New Bedford, Massachusetts. It is going to be a full band concert. Alex is going to be on the drum set. We're going to be standing up, jumping around. It's going to be our last band concert of the year. That's nuts. Oh, heartbreaking. But it gets more complicated because these days, when our agent books a show, I tell him this. I say, hey man, that's great. We'd love to play a show. But if it's going to be happening between the hours of 7 and 8 o'clock, there better be Wi-Fi there because we need to live stream this concert. And my agent's response is always the same. I got you, Adam. I understand. No worries. You don't have to worry about this. Until today, when I got a call from the studio from Riley, who was advancing the show, who said, hey, guess what? they don't have any Wi-Fi at this concert. And the concert is supposed to start at 7 o'clock. What do you do? Well, I gave a call to my friend Ryan Montbleu. If you don't know who that is, Ryan Montbleu, it's a strange spelling of his last name, but you can figure it out. Great artist, a New England artist here, who did a concert there, who also live streamed from the concert. And he did it through his phone, he did it through his cell service, and he said it went off pretty well. So it could be an adventure. We are gonna set up this little phone on a tripod, and we are gonna have a full battery's worth of charge, and we are gonna pray to the cellular gods that we can make it work. And you know what? If it doesn't seem to be working, I'll walk off that stage to make sure that we get to connect. Because I ain't breaking a streak now. I'll tell you that much. So you will be along for that ride. It will be an adventure. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I hope it goes smooth. Because I just wanna enjoy my last full band concert on a stage with my bandies. I mean, that's really what I want. But like most things in life, things appear not to be unfolding as planned, and that's okay, because we're gonna roll with it, and we're gonna be okay in the end. We are alive. We will be together in some fashion, and that's okay. We're supposed to have 2 live gatherings on Saturday and Sunday in New Hampshire and in New York, although New Hampshire right now is calling for 90% chance of rain. We're going to see what happens there. Regardless, the next 4 days are going to unfold the way they're meant to unfold, and you'll be along for the ride in some form or another. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being such an inspiring community. Yeah. Stay safe. Okay? Keep on looking out for one another. I'll see you tomorrow.